Herod Antipas, the mocking king. Herod Antipas, son of Herod the Great, the same Herod who ordered the slaughter of the infants in Bethlehem when Jesus was born. Antipas inherited part of his father's kingdom and ruled as tetrarch over Galilee and Perea. It was under his authority that John the Baptist had been arrested and eventually executed. Mark chapter 6 verses 27 to 28 tells us, "And immediately the king sent an executioner and commanded his head to be brought, and he went and beheaded him in the prison, and brought his head in a charger, and gave it to the damsel, and the damsel gave it to her mother." Herod had heard of Jesus' miracles, and at one point thought Jesus might be John the Baptist risen from the dead. Yet, when the moment came for him to meet the Son of God face to face, he treated it as entertainment. When Pilate learned Jesus was from Galilee, he sent him to Herod, who happened to be in Jerusalem at the time. Luke chapter 23 verses 8 to 11 records, "And when Herod saw Jesus, he was exceeding glad, for he was desirous to see him of a long season, because he had heard many things of him, and he hoped to have seen some miracle done by him. Then he questioned him in many words, but he answered him nothing. And the chief priests and scribes stood and vehemently accused him. And Herod with his men of war set him at naught and mocked him, and arrayed him in a gorgeous robe, and sent him again to Pilate. To Herod, Jesus was not the Messiah to be worshipped, but a curiosity to be toyed with. When Jesus refused to perform on command, Herod joined his soldiers in open mockery, dressing him in a lavish robe, laughing at the idea that this man could be a king. It was an act of scorn, a rejection not only of Jesus' kingship, but of the mercy that stood before him. History records that Herod's end was as humiliating as his treatment of Christ. According to Josephus, Herod Antipas later fell out of favor with the Roman Emperor Caligula. His ambitious nephew, Herod Agrippa I, accused him of plotting rebellion. The emperor stripped Antipas of his title and wealth, banishing him and his wife Herodias to Gaul, modern-day France. Far from the palaces of Galilee, Herod lived out his last years in exile, a dethroned ruler, shamed and powerless. Tradition says he died in obscurity and misery, his once gilded life reduced to exile and regret. Herod Antipas had the chance to listen to the voice of John the Baptist and to hear the truth from the lips of Jesus Christ himself, but he silenced the prophet and mocked the king. And in the end, the crown he clung to was taken from his head. Number 6. The Roman soldiers. They were hardened men, veterans of Rome's legions. For them, crucifixion was routine. They had executed countless rebels and criminals, their hearts calloused by years of bloodshed. But this day was different. On this day, they scourged the Son of God. The Gospels tell us of their cruelty. Matthew chapter 27 verses 27 to 31. Then the soldiers of the governor took Jesus into the common hall, and gathered unto him the whole band of soldiers. And they stripped him, and put on him a scarlet robe, and when they had plaited a crown of thorns, they put it upon his head, and a reed in his right hand. And they bowed the knee before him, and mocked him, saying, Hail, King of the Jews! And they spit upon him, and took the reed, and smote him on the head. And after that they had mocked him, they took the robe off from him, and put his own raiment on him, and led him away to crucify him. It was these men who drove the nails through his hands and feet, these men who raised the cross and watched him struggle for breath, these men who cast lots for his clothing at the foot of the cross, fulfilling Psalm chapter 22 verse 18, They part my garments among them, and cast lots upon my vesture. And yet, not all of them left Calvary unchanged. Matthew chapter 27 verse 54 records, Now when the centurion and they that were with him, watching Jesus, saw the earthquake and those things that were done, they feared greatly, saying, Truly this was the Son of God. The centurion in charge could not deny the truth. This crucifixion was unlike any he had ever seen. The Bible is silent about the later lives of these soldiers. We do not know their names nor the paths they walked after that dark day. But early church writings and tradition tell us that many of those directly involved in the crucifixion of Christ would not live long afterward. Some accounts say several perished in violent uprisings in Judea, others fell in battle against Rome's enemies abroad, still others died suddenly in accidents or disasters, a chilling reminder that God's justice is sure, even if delayed. In the Roman world, soldiers who carried out executions were often themselves expendable, sent to the front lines of the empire's bloodiest wars. And for those who had crucified the Lord of Glory, there would be no escape from the ultimate judgment seat. Hebrews chapter 10 verses 30 to 31 warns, "Vengeance belongeth unto me, I will recompense, saith the Lord. And again, the Lord shall judge his people." It is a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the living God. The Roman soldiers remind us of a sobering truth. You can be a witness to the most important moment in history and still walk away unchanged. But for at least one centurion that day, the cross was not the end of the story. It was the beginning of faith. Number 7. The crowd and the leaders. It was not only Judas, not only the priests, not only Pilate, who were part of Jesus' death. There was also the crowd. They had seen his miracles. Some had eaten the bread he multiplied. Some had been healed by his touch. And yet, when he stood before them beaten, silent, and crowned with thorns, they chose Barabbas instead. Matthew chapter 27 verses 21 to 23. The governor answered and said unto them, "Whether of the twain will ye that I release unto you?" They said, "Barabbas." Pilate saith unto them, "What shall I do then with Jesus which is called Christ?" They all say unto him, "Let him be crucified." And the governor said, "Why? What evil hath he done?" But they cried out the more, saying, "Let him be crucified." And then came the words that would echo through history. Matthew chapter 27 verse 25. Then answered all the people and said, "His blood be on us and on our children." It was a statement of responsibility and a prophecy.